All right, folks, we're back. We're gonna be getting a game here in a moment. I'm not sure. Sorry, it's a little awkward. We got INnoVation joining us, but I'm not sure if the admin's leaving or not, or if we're supposed to go without her, or what the deal is. So I'm just gonna. Ready. Let's wait on INnoVation, guys. You must have been casting at like 4 a.m. Yeah, it's 5 a.m. We've been casting for about an hour. My voice is starting to feel a little bit more warmed out. A little warmed up. Man, today's a it's a hellish day. So what's gonna end up happening is we're gonna be casting this out, and then I have to pretty much immediately hop on like a 3-hour bus to go back home to get my dental stuff done. If you guys remember, actually, there's for fuck's sake, this is a dumb story. I'll save this story for when we're not casting a super sick series. We got INnoVation versus Leenock, but yeah. Oh, I hate dentists in general, but I hate my dentist in particular. But all right, ladies and gentlemen, it's the Olimoleague. We got a really sick matchup for you here in the round of 8. Spawning in the bottom left, we've got the red Zerg player. He just got back from Canada. Give it up for Leenock. By the way, who again, I was talking to him more during the lobby, and he is really exhausted, but he wanted to play some StarCraft. Wanted to try and get some money too, pay for booze, something, I don't know. Top right though, his opponents, it's gonna be the blue Terran, INnoVation. Man, Leenock went ham at the after party though. If I'm gonna tell stories before we start talking about casting, right? Like, I can't give away too many details, and there's some pictures that I will never be tweeting about, but dude, Leenock, this guy can drink, I tell you. Well, actually, what's kind of funny, these pictures were posted. I ordered us an Uber for the after party, and I had kind of been, like, it wasn't really my job, but I got, like, delegated the task of taking care of the Koreans. I was like, okay, whatever. Which is funny, because I think some of the girls really wanted this task, because it meant they could hang around Zest and Keen all day, right? But anyways, we get in the car, and we give Zest the front seat, because he wants to be king. So he takes the front seat of the car. So you got myself, who is a really big guy, Leenock, who's like a medium big guy, and then Keen, who's like a skinny dude all scrunched up at the back seat. And kind of just like, oh, you know, Leenock's trying to talk about like who can drink, like just making like I guess the equivalent of small talk. And he claims he can't drink, but Keen can drink a lot. And Keen can drink a fucking lot. That guy's like, it's like he might as well have been drinking water. But yeah, Leenock's like, oh, I don't drink very well. We get there, and like the first thing I see him do is like 3 shots. Like, okay, calm down, Leenock. You see, you can't drink very well. I want you to be safe, right? This guy was fine. He was doing karaoke. He was dancing. He was getting it going with some of the girls. Like, dude, Leenock is awesome. I love Leenock. I was a big fan of just like watching him play in general. He's always been a pretty good Zerg player, right? But I fell in love with his personality over the weekend. That's for damn sure. But Sir Duke Nukem, hail to the king, baby. I can't do it like you can, but thank you for the 16-month resub. Reaper for INnoVation is actually kind of important to go for scouting. I think one thing that's actually kind of noticeable over the weekend was like Leenock was not somebody who did early cheeses, but it was that big question of like, are you going to see lings? Are you going to see roaches? Like, what kind of Zerg player? Like, it's going to be macro, but what kind of player? Okay, nope, turn it off. No, I forgot to turn that off. Holy fuck, that was loud. Remove it. Oh my god. So, nope. GatherBot's got some cool things. And during the break, I thought I had edited the sound and turned off the subscriber notification. Apparently, I did not. Also, I don't know. The people behind GatherBot are pretty smart cookies, and they've got some really cool features. Which of them thought a donkey going hee-haw, hee-haw really loudly would be a great default sound? Can we... who do I write a complaint to here? Jesus. All right, Leenock gonna hop in here and catch some of the fresh mule action. This is actually really bad. INnoVation's not gonna bleed out a couple workers here, but he's also gonna lose a lot of mule timing. Oh, his Hellies are instantly surrounded. Yo, Leenock is good. If that SCV pull wasn't here, this would be way too dangerous, but he still kills both the Hellions. This is great, not just in terms of like a little bit more staying power to kill a few more SCVs. This also keeps INnoVation from pushing out on the map whatsoever. That Reaper earlier had caught that drone, which is unfortunate, so he takes the other base in a bit more of an odd location. I don't know about pushing through the middle of the map like this. I actually think that's a little bit weird, if we're going to be honest. But this will at least put some creep spread forward, I guess. There's a choke. I mean, I just see this as a very droppable base. You don't even need to set up siege stands. You just have Marines on hold position here and deny some mining. So I don't like this base for a whole plethora of reasons, but if Leenock's going to use it for just larva, it might be okay. So that Roach Warren comes up next. He lost the Overlord to some scouting, but did get that scouting anyways. Hellion's coming across the map. Is he going to do it? INnoVation, are you... He might follow this up with mech. Oh, I mean, he doesn't have to. He doesn't have to, but I'm hoping. No, there's Stim. God damn it! I saw Tech Lab on that barracks, and I wasn't sure if he was gonna actually use it or not. As the Cloaked Banshee combined with more Hellions on top of the initial Hellion drop was gonna be a little bit overkill. But hey, here we go. Some payback for that Ling run by. Drones fight up immediately. INnoVation doesn't have Leenock responding to him whatsoever. Drones are pulled even a little bit late. Oh, that shot plus the pickup. This is good. This is so good for INnoVation, but so bad for Leenock, who is going to bleed out 13 workers here. 15 more. Oh, they're on the run. Medevac gets targeted down. I think that's a great priority for the Queens, but the problem is, even in doing that, you still are bleeding out workers on the back end. So 20 drones die. He's left with 20 alive. Oh, God. If you're Zerg right now, it hurts. It hurts real bad. Because while this went on, INnoVation was moving towards Bio, right? Like Stimpack, as noted, was on the way, but Barracks production was delayed. He actually favored a third CC over Barracks production. What? Are we watching INnoVation or like Marine King here, right? Like, all right, the wall's not up, but he's got the Hellions to fight. This isn't really an issue. The map layout here is going to be really weird too, and I'm not sure what this other depot is out of INnoVation. What the front door? Okay, well, anyways, the map layout I said was going to be weird because, well, you know what? I didn't even catch that goddamn Nidus Worm come into play. This might be how Leenock gets some payback. It's Roaches coming to the main. There are 2 Cyclones, but with this many Queens and a hell of a lot of transfuses, those Roaches will not melt like they normally would. He even transfuses the Overseer to keep it alive. The Hellions come to the back line. There's not that much army coming out of this, but still the Roaches are going to be tough to clean up. Marauders are out. Transfuses are going down. Queens are almost out of juice, but he's killed 20 SCVs. He's got some payback, and this has been an awesome, scrappy game. However, it's still, I don't know, going to be enough. You know, that third CC out of INnoVation was unconventional and weird, but in this situation, gives them the extra production for the SCVs that he just lost. This was cool, though. I really enjoyed this move at Leenock. This is a great counter, considering how bad that was earlier. But, you know, he's not droning up behind this. I said, that third base, maybe it wasn't intended to be just like a larva factory, but it's like light mining, little bit of production, might just be enough. The problem is still going to be primarily through these Queens. That Banshee otherwise would just slaughter everything. But this Nidus Worm, it's a frontal attack, brings everything to the front line, doesn't mean it can necessarily fight. Comes out of the Nidus Worm in a bit of a weird order. No Queens with this. GG, INnoVation holds and takes game number 1. Downright disgusting, but awesome. All right, let's next map. I host. All right, Ascension Iron. So I've been kind of like, shout out to, I don't know if any of the other GatherBot staff are tuning in or not, but I'm at least talking to one of them, trying to like get some of these bugs fixed and figure things out. Because again, I'm using it for the first time ever, and it's definitely on the fly. But yeah, they're also under the agreement that the donkey sound was perhaps not the smartest thing of all time. Where's INnoVation here? Oh, did I just invite Olimoleague by mistake? Or maybe she real ID'd. I'm not sure. Hang on. Alright, everyone's in the lobby for game 2. Just waiting on that ready. And on their ready, we'll get going. Man, I'm just like so... I'm super particularly tired because we're coming off the back end of an event. But yeah, man, it's been a bit of a rough morning. Glad to have you guys with me, though. Hopefully you've been enjoying the show. What's Crank casting right now? I'm just trying to see what the other matches are to shout them out. Looks like Crank's covering Ryung versus Sue. Of course, the TvZ's in here with us. Leenock. So if you guys want to catch that other matchup, yeah, it's going on Crank's channel. Actually, that was kind of cool too. I loved it. While we were at Gameland, there's like the practice area in the back for the players to set up and get ready. And you had Zest, who was practicing all day like a madman. But the rest of the Koreans were watching WCS, but they weren't watching it through the main StarCraft channel. They were all watching it through Crank's channel. And you might be saying, well, that's just obviously because Crank speaks Korean. They speak Korean. It's the easiest thing of all time. However, there's no audio. So I just love that they still chose Crank's stream. I thought it was some solidarity, and it was cute. But all right, folks, we are getting into game number 2. If you missed out on game 1, I absolutely recommend going through the VOD. Stop watching. Go watch it. It was so sick. But if you are watching live with us still, you were here for that first game. In the bottom right, we have, looking for the comeback, the Red Zerg, Leenock. With his opponent in the top left, the blue Terran, INnoVation, or WinNoVation. Now, some people are questioning, like, what happened in that game? Why did he leave? Blah, blah, blah. It didn't really matter where INnoVation's worker count was at. When you shut down the second Nidus Worm like that, on top of the fact that anti-air was the biggest issue, those Cloaked Banshees, whether they're used defensively at home to stop the push, or whether they're brought across the map, Leenock didn't have enough queens to support any endeavor to fight against them, so tapping out was not at all weird. And I understand for some that that's obvious, but there was just so many things that, like, yeah, INnoVation may have been down in some workers, but it really didn't matter because the army was going to win the game. And then, of course, people want to make the argument for mules. I'll just roll my eyes and we'll continue, right? But Tom KD has discovered a secret. Uh-oh. So while I don't have the GatherBot notifications on, it's still something's going on in the background. I can't see that secret, which is really annoying. But what I'm imagining is he probably opened one of the mystery bags. Hopefully got something cool. Again, some of the stuff you get out of the mystery bags are like stats, and I don't know if I've got quests on. Maybe I've got to change that or fiddle with it. I was just kind of given a very brief walkthrough before we went to Toronto, and this is a lot of exploration and testing. And we'll be testing the GatherBot a lot more, but very clearly the notifications are an issue that we'll have to look into before we bring those notifications to stream again. So I'm not going to be encouraging donations or memes until we can get that sorted. That being said, speaking of donations, as we have this Reaper come across the map, our Matcherino actually had some action lately. A couple of folks bought some rewards. We're up to $9,056 raised for the Mega Tournament fundraiser, which is really cool. And, well, it's still quite a bit off. Once we hit 10,000, we'll have another really awesome show match. Metro will be throwing $500 into some sort of show match of some variety. But money here goes towards the Olimoleague, of course, not through donations, but through the Patreon. I'm not sure if someone could link it. I think it's !Oli Patreon is the command, if I think off the top of my head. Anyways, if you guys want replay packs from INnoVation versus Leenock, normally we would send this stuff out to our subscribers, but you can only get it through being a Patreon to the Olimoleague. So if you want some of these really awesome matches, you know what to do. As little as $1 a week can make all the difference, guys. But Leenock had done some funny stuff this game, right? Like, so if I didn't really bring it up, but if you guys weren't paying attention, this was the second base he took. It's not really going to be as big of an impact as that last game. Like, the base Leenock took last game was really weird, but I also feel like forced, mostly on account of the fact that, you know, the Reaper caught that other drone. That being said, though, this base, faster it's up, a little bit of creep spread, it's still pretty connected back at home. Leenock's already got that creep tumor coming down to try and connect the bases. So it's a bit vulnerable right now, frankly, which is scary. These Hellions, 4 Hellions and a Reaper, there's nothing to really stop them from running in here, but a small handful of Lings and 1 Queen. So drones mining off this base are going to die. Oh, no. Oh, no. Well, this could have done a lot more before INnoVation. Didn't quite get the jump on Leenock like he was hoping. Definitely startled him and gave him a good scare. No doubt about that. But I guess the funny thing is Leenock had actually spread his drones really nicely amongst the 3 bases. So there wasn't like an overstacked saturation of like 40 drones on this base. There was limited kills to begin with. What's this? On an adventure, you can lose far more than what you invest if you choose a path. Better stay home and watch others. Oh yeah, so that's the thing Tom Kitty's talking about. There's like single player stuff for Gatherbot. It's cool. Anyways, Hellions roast up the drones, but 2 of these are seriously, yeah, gonna just pop off in a moment. Queens get their shots. Drones are still being kind of fuddled with, but ultimately it ends up being 5 workers killed in total. I'd say some pretty good control out of Leenock, not panicking too hard. While this goes on, spore callers are down at each base. Queens should be covered. Layers finishing up in just a second. But extra gases weren't taken, so I'm wondering what Leenock's plans are for this. Because while this was going on, you could argue maybe he was distracted and it was a mistake, but you really should have seen a lot of extra extractors coming down. Only 2 just now, too, so it's not going to be mutas. Not yet, at least. Roach Warden is highly suspect, though. If Leenock's going for another Nidus Worm, I know that I would give a lot of cool points to that. He does have a lot of vision provided from his overlords. The Banshees, the Hellions, like lack of anti-air didn't push back the scouting, so it's certainly a possibility after we saw that first game, but might not be looking to gear up towards it too much. There's not that many queens. So I am curious what the extra gas is coming down so late before. There's the double evos now. There's the extra gases. All right, 6 gases feels a little bit normal for Leenock here on Layer Tech. Thank you to Roycyle. Oh, I keep wanting to say Roycycle. Roycyle. It's pronounced Kyle. Man, who spells Kyle with a C? What's up, Roy Kyle? Thank you very much for that 16 months of me only just now learning how to say your name correctly. That's the thing. I feel like if I met someone in real life who couldn't say my name 16 months later, I don't know how much I'd be talking to that person. So I appreciate you coming back, man. I really do. Double medevacs towards the main, though, are not just filled with Marines, but there are some Hellions with this. Is the armory done yet? Where was the building tab? No, it's only just started. So, no Hellbats with this, but still, Hellions for some splash and get some good damage. Plus, chase down some of the drones. But Roach is on the way, combined with Ravagers. Oh god, those look so silly. Oh, that's actually a neat, interesting combo. Sorry, Medevacs push back as I grab some water. Leenock isn't using the, was in my opinion, the cooler Roach skin, but he is using the Ravager skin. And I actually kind of like the way these two look next to each other. The Chromium Roaches don't really match the Ravagers in my honest opinion, but that's just me, right? Okay, well, Gatherbot advertising some of its prizes. Yeah, this is a big part of like why there's some incentive to it. Yeah, man, this Gatherbot stuff's cool. If anyone figures this out before me, by all means, please let me know. But there's a lot of cool rewards and stuff. That's a big part of why we want to start using it. But Overlords get picked off for Leenock. That kind of sucks, and also supply blocks him. But with 5 finishing up in a moment, I don't think it's going to be too bad for too long. Banshees have also gotten fairly limited use. There's about 4 kills between them right now. Well, 5 or 6 now, but really, this is something that did not spiral out of control. He's got the Overseer here as well, trying to focus fire the weak one. Nice pick off. Whoa, INnoVation put up a wall too on the other side of the map. This is nice. But a lot of drones were just made. You know, Leenock's sitting on 76 right now, which I would almost argue is too many, considering how long he's been mining off these bases. He'll be transferring the drones over to that 4th eventually. But still, 76 drones is a very nice spot. Bailey's speed is not ready to go for this fight, but Leenock also just made a hell of a lot of Zerglings. There's almost 100 Zerglings. There's almost triple digits of a unit in the game at the moment. So I think a small drop like this should be easily handled. Now, unfortunately, because he doesn't have mutas, that he's put so much focus on this weird ground army, anti-air is not really reliably here. I mean, it's absolutely possible that the Ravagers hit the medevacs, but if anything, I feel like the Ravagers are out to drop the Corsair Gear on the siege tanks to catch the Liberators. Like, the Ravagers are honestly a really weird choice to have in this composition, but at the same time, I can see a lot of ways this could work. Like, you put so much gas into corrosive biles, for example, and they are renewable unlike banelings. So, ideally, like if you hit a couple of corrosive biles, it's better than banelings that pop off on only 1 or 2 units, right? Some of his Ravagers are awkwardly stuck. Not sure if he's aware of that or not, but takes the fight, realizes the tanks are sieged, and he's going to pull back. Not worth trying to take that engagement. Now that he's fighting away from his tanks, INnoVation also might be getting a little bit cocky, but for him, he's like, wait, those are Ravagers. I got nothing to fear from Ravagers. I have Marines that can stim. But you know Leenock's in a not bad spot when he's making 76 lings on that Remax. He's got the money for it. He had the larva. In fact, if anything, larva still won't even be that big of an issue. He's got so many hatcheries, plus a macro hatchery, but not seeing what's going down here in the bottom right. Uh-oh. Oh, no, he does. Excuse me. It's not to say he didn't see, but maybe he didn't notice would be the better phrasing, but the medevac doesn't get much done. He's quickly cleaned up. Front lines, more lings on the way. Oh, God. I'm actually really scared. He's got 98 lings right now, but also, what's that the kill counter here? 69. Leenock waits a few more seconds. He will have 2-2, which will be awesome for hopping on top of this army. But as you can see, this tentative back and forth is costing him because the Marines just keep shooting and running, shooting and running. They're not really taking repercussions. Tom KD freely hugs BaseTradeTV. I don't remember saying you had permission. There was no consent given for this hug, brother. There's some long arms coming across the ocean too. But okay, I like this. The lings run by and they're either going to go for a back attack or they'll catch off and cut off the reinforcements. He's going to lose a hatchery for this, and that kind of sucks, but right now there's just no engagement he can take. Which, again, this is really weird. Leenock has like no Mutalisks whatsoever despite investing in them. I'm really curious what his game plan here is. There we go, 14 now on the way. I mean, it's not even for necessarily sniping off tanks, but even just pushing the medevacs back so they don't have vision to so freely push onto you like this. Creep tumors are still going to be an issue. Keep in mind, guys, Leenock's down 1 game of this series, so no mistakes able to be afforded, but this is where that corrosive bile is really nice. It's kind of like the anti-Banling buff for tanks. Banlings clean up the right side. Attack on the left side not going so well, but Leenock's still holding strong at 109 army supply. 58 lings on that Remax and Hive Tech on deck. But problem is, he still has to fend off this army while he makes this transition. Mutas are now out, but not in high enough numbers to really be devastating or terrifying. 14 is harassing medevacs. It's not really killing Marines. But with so many lings on top of the army, he dives past the Marines and focuses down the siege tanks with the Mutas. I love this move. Corrosive bile combo takes out the tanks. Banelings roll in. Not that many Marines left. Maybe the Mutas can make this work. Or maybe not. Both players left with very scarce amounts of army supply to speak of, but Leenock is a little bit worse. He has lost over the course of the game 263 Zerglings. Oh my god. I don't even know if it's possible for any other race to lose that many units. Maybe Marines? Because they're kind of cheap. Yeah, we're seeing them either struggle to get much done. The medevac army count, just the supply system floating nicely. There's no fungal growth to assist this. It's all just army power, so damage, damage, damage. Mutas trying to focus down these medevacs, but I think the Marine count's too much, and INnoVation will take this series and give Leenock the chance to sleep. Not in a BM wave, but in a, man, I'm tired from flying kind of way. But congratulations to INnoVation, who will go on to the semifinals, where he will fight either Su, Ryung, or Impact. Apparently, Su and Ryung is still going on, so that's got to be quite the epic series. Bottom side's got Alive versus Stats, Gumiho versus Bunny. Man, Su just advanced as I'm saying this, so he'll go on a fight against Impact. But yo, what if? What if we end up having Su versus Gumiho in the finals? I'm just saying. Mini GSL party? Yeah? Alright, we're going to go to commercial break, guys. We'll be back in a bit. Thanks for watching.